Hi, I'm Ben Pearson, former police interceptor, author and now YouTuber. I'm reacting to clips of Hot Fuzz because apparently this is what you've all been asking for.
Hello, Nicholas.
Hello.
I'm surprised you weren't snapped up sooner for a nice desk job. That's what I did.
I prefer to think my office is out on the street.
Indeed.
Exactly the same, all top officers, job out on the street, all people that don't want to work, sit behind a desk.
You do.
Shouldn't have really said that, should I?
We're making you sergeant.
I see.
In Sanford, Gloucestershire.
In where, sorry?
In Sanford, Gloucestershire.
Right, first thing, if you're going to get made sergeant, you've got to go for some exams, then you've got to go for your boards, which is like a big interviews and that sort of thing. You don't just get promoted by someone else saying, right, we're going to make you sergeant.
Well, you've always wanted to transfer to the country.
In 20 years or so, yes.
Well done, you.
Hang on. I don't remember telling you that.
Yes, you did. You said, I'd love to settle down in the country sometime, Janine.
Thing is, that's funny because most bobbies, as soon as they get to be sergeants, want to go and settle down in country because it's just they've got to that point in their career where they don't want to do much more.
Hello, Nicholas. How's the hand?
It's still a bit stiff.
And how are things at home?
I'm sorry, sir?
How's Janine?
We're no longer together, sir.
Again, it's funny because the inspectors don't really know what's going on and they only rely on what the sergeant tells them. All my friends that are inspectors, I do apologise. Please don't judge me. It's only for entertainment purposes.
Nicholas, we're offering you a smashing position with a delightful cottage and a lovely little place that I think has won Village of the Year I don't know how many times.
See, I'd snap their hand off straight away. Beats Bradford, doesn't it? Bradford's a right shit up.
Kenneth!
Hello, Nicholas. How's it now?
Still a bit stiff.
Chief Inspector, keep your seat.
So first thing is, when the chief inspector comes in, you've normally got to stand a lot of time. It depends if you know him and you're quite friendly with him, you won't have to. And if chief inspector says something, you do it. So to all my friends that are chief inspectors.
With respect, sir, you can't just make people disappear.
Yes, I can. I'm the Chief Inspector.
Well, however you spin this, there's one thing you haven't taken into account. And that's what the team is going to make of this.
It's really bizarre this because, like I said, everyone's wanting to be in part of a team, and then when you do transfer and you say you're not liked or whatever, it's just like that. It's, oh yeah, sorry we're going, and there's always going to be someone at back with the party proper. You don't have a choice. If forced to tell you you're going to go somewhere, you're going to go somewhere. So if I were at Bradford and they said you're going to go to Wakefield, Dewsbury, whatever, you've just got to go wherever they send you, unfortunately. It's very rare that they'll offer you a cottage though, but if they did, I'd take it. That's who is it, isn't it?
He's Auntie Jackie's sister's brother's boy.
See, he sees a criminal there, and all bobbies that are watching this now will know what I'm going to say, but I just see the file on legs. I see overtime in a file on legs and I don't like it.
Super. Meet the cop that can't be stopped.
See, that's like me. That's like me when I run duty. Baby Ben would be running after people and I'd be looking at Super Cop. I've had loads of foot chase with shoplifters like that. When you have a proper foot chase with someone from a crime or an event, it is a proper action sequence, what you'd see on TV. You're over fences, you're through bushes, you can slide over car bonnets if you want. I wouldn't recommend it because you don't slide like how you see it. But people that have commandeered bikes, we've actually jumped in cars, said stop there, take me, obviously chase this person. So we've commandeered cars, we've done all sorts of stuff. So it is a proper action sequence, and the more serious the crime, the more you can technically get away with by chasing. And any police officer will tell you that after the first 500 yards you're fucked. You are absolutely knackered, your vest's too heavy, your belt and baton too heavy, you're not fit enough because you use takeaways all the time, you've probably just filled your face with McDonald's and you're fucked. So by that time I'd have let him go. See, awesome slide. But there's a wax that as well, so he got that protection off it. See, like, I'm not being funny, I'd have give it up as a bad job. If I hadn't caught him after the first 250 metres, 300 metres, I'd have give it up because I have to walk back for car. So what you don't see is you're running out 250, 300 metres, but you've also got to walk back 250 metres back to your car. Right, so I have actually done this before. I don't mean vaulted over fences, I've done that before, but I mean as in like a fallen through a fence. And we went to a suspect male in a back garden up a place called Ingro in Keighley, and it wasn't technically how he's just done there, but the man were in the back garden. I've run at him, we've both tripped up because there were a rabbit hutch on the floor. We both tripped up and we've gone against a fence which is wooded panelling, and we've both gone through the fence. It looked absolutely fantastic, but we got a complaint by the woman whose fence it was, and West Yorkshire Police had to buy her a new fence. There's a lad called PC Ellis. If you're watching, you know who you are. This lad is like him now. He's an absolute animal, and he runs everywhere he goes. He can run for, say, 10 miles at a time. And we once went to a collision on South Street in Keighley, and his car had tipped over and we're on its roof. And we got there, Simon came out with me for an attachment or something, and we got there, and this suspect had run off about 10 minutes before, but it was this really big hill going up in Halifax Road at Keighley. And Simon just went, right, which way's he gone? And they went, oh, he's gone up there, but it's about 10-15 minutes ago. Simon unzipped his vest, and now he runs on this. He just ran off in a distance like that. And about 25 minutes later, he came back with this lad. And he'd literally run up this hill in the middle of nowhere, and he must have gone about 3-4 miles, and he's caught this lad. He's got hold of him, gripped him, and then obviously brought him back. Absolutely fantastic, absolute animal. He's like a Terminator, but again, I just thought, nah, I wouldn't have bothered. I just left it, dealt with car, and got him at a later date.
Have you ever seen Point Break?
That is like one of my first patrol cars. It's the same, roughly, no, it's the same shape, but it had the single light on, it had the stripe down the side, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic.
And he goes to shoot Swayze, but he can't because he loves him so much, and he's firing his gun up in the air. He's like, oh!
I have never fired my gun up in the air because, one thing, I've never had a gun, and two, I have never had a reason to fire my pretend gun up in the air. So it doesn't always happen like that. And if a firearms cop did it, it'd be bollocked.
I just feel like I'm missing out sometimes. I want to do what you do.
You do what I do.
And they're beat cops as well. You'd never really see a beat cop with a speed gun.
Is that what it's like when you sat there with you?
Yeah. So if you sat doing speed checks, you sat there and you literally chatting shit to your oppo, and you're doing speed checks with laser out of the car. You normally drive on a bit of a percentage, depends on road you're on. So just say, for instance, on a 30 road, you'd never do anyone under 40 miles an hour. Because there's a time and date and it's a place, because if everyone come past at 32, you'd never get anything done. So you've got to pick a limit of what you're going to be doing. But yeah, you just sit there and wait for that car to come past, it beeps, 30, 31, 32, and then one will come past at 48, and that's when you're having.
Paid attention to me in school, you'd understand that it's not all about gunfights and car chase.
And he's doing laser out from window where you shouldn't ever do it out from window, you should do it out open window on the side.
Well, now, you see, we are staging a homage to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
I'd prosecute him on that.
Now, officer, I am a respected solicitor, so there's no need to... just stop.
See what I mean? Someone says, what were it? What's your best tool in your arsenal? It's your pen. That's what I'm saying, you can just do anything with your pen, and you can see how his reaction changes and his face changes just due to what's being wrote down, or the thought of what's being wrote down.
See what I did then? You hypnotised him.
See, I just think it's brilliant how you've got one awesome cop and one a bit of a... He's not an idiot, he's just a lovable guy. But if you the amount of bobbies that go around, and there's normally one in the car that's more of a, like, I won't say an alpha male, and there's more the other way around. It is literally what it's like.
Why do we need the dog?
Dogs don't go in back of cars. Dogs are just... Ironically, we've had Andy, and what were Andy? We're at Vader. And we once went to a pursuit, and when the car got abandoned, Andy was so far away, he did jump in the back of our traffic car with the dog. And when the dog got out, the traffic car stunk a wet dog. It had footprints all over it, had been licking windows, and we're all covered in dog hair. So that'd never happen again. Proper Yorkshire. That's what it's like if you come from West Yorkshire.
I suppose. Yes, I suppose.
And the amount of shit jobs you get sent to, where it literally is about stuff, people cutting grass down, people cutting fences down, people cutting trees down that are on someone else's property, and it's just shit because neighbours can't get on.
With the power of Grayskull.
Where on earth?
I went to a suspicious death in Shipley, down Shippyfields Road. Lad in there were dead, and I had to just go and assist some units forced entry. And when we got in there, his house was like that. It was just riddled with guns and firearms everywhere. It was bizarre. It was, obviously, none of them were licensed and that sort of thing. And there were pictures on the wall of when he was younger and he'd been locked up for armed robberies, and he was a bit of a gun fanatic. But yeah, those places do exist as well.
Nah, just a load of junk.
Right, so we have a lot of jobs, and these are 100% true, where people are digging in the back garden and they find World War II, World War I hand grenades, they find bombs, they find all sorts of things, and they ring police. We've had, I won't say who, he knows who he is. I've had someone who's brought a live hand grenade into the police station. We'll say no more about that, but everyone that watches this who knows me knows who that person is. When I first started, that's all what I used to wear as riot gear as well, with NATO helmet and pads on shins and knees like that, thigh pads. That's what we all used to wear for riot training. There's something about being in a supermarket when it's closed, if it were an action adventure. Like, there's a film called Cobra with Sly Stallone in, and they do this sort of thing in there, and it's there's something cool about being in a supermarket and a bit of an action sequence.
It's all like Andy! It's just bolognese!
It's bolognese. Spicy meatballs! Either they're all really bad shots, or that's bulletproof glass, because they're shooting like hell and not hitting anyone. So if you thought, how would you take someone that big down? If you were like that hard and that big, how would you do it? I'd just probably just take a beating from him and play dead. He's got a right overbite on him, hasn't he? It's like his mum had an affair with Mr. Ed. Awesome, absolutely awesome, I love that film. Some bits in that I just like being in real police force, other bits are, but yeah, brilliant, thank you.